Alright, this is a new video. We're headed off to Bellingham to go work on Evan's E30. Right now, currently, his engine is out. He's having some weird shaking issues. And so, the idea is to go fix that and put it back in. We're gonna hop in the 4Runner, take a long drive for a nice long weekend away from the fam. Alright, cannot forget the tripod. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna go get some MacD's too. Want some MacD's? Gotta love my MacD's. MacD's, baby. Acquired. And we are in Bellingham. That was a long drive. All right, we're checked in with Evan and just ate dinner. Yeah. There's the man right there. And we're working on this butte today. This is Evan's E30. And he did buy it before the E30 bang or boom or whatever.
Yeah, I bought it 3 years ago now. So I've been in the E30 game for a while.
Yeah. And now E30s are going for like 11,000 with salvage titles, and this one's clean. Like really clean. So the engine's out right now, obviously, and let's go over a few things that we're gonna do on it. And
so first couple things that we have to do is taking care of the engine. So right now I've already done a good deal of work to it. The oil pan gasket was leaking a ton of oil, so I went and redid the oil pan gasket while Andrew wasn't here. But I just got a new valve cover, powder coated. So we're having to do the valve cover gasket. So right now we have it all covered up with saran wrap. You can see it all into there, see my cam, all my rockers, all that. So we're redoing that, and then I got a new intake manifold with bigger ports, got bigger injectors, just a whole bunch of goodies to make more power.
And we're not throwing a turbo on this car.
No, this car is staying naturally aspirated. My 240, which is over in the other bay.
Oh yeah, let's show this butte.
Yeah, this thing's an absolute piece of shit.
Any plans for this thing?
Yeah, so this thing is getting K-swapped. I'm gonna start it naturally aspirated just to get it running and driving. But then, very quickly, I'm going to turbo it. Naturally aspirated will just be to like get a bit of seat time in the car, but as soon as I have the money to turbo it, it's getting turboed. And it'll be a drift car.
It makes what?
It makes around 220 naturally aspirated.
220
K24A2.
220 NA with VTEC.
Yeah, VTEC and VTC.
This is gonna be a drift car. You might say like, hey, like you don't want to drift 240s and whatever, and like they're getting drifted and crashed. But this one was a absolute piece of junk that we bought in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, and it had been sitting outside. And this car really shouldn't even be on the road ever again. It's quite lucky that it's going to be able to be on the road again, because
yeah, it's been a shell for many years now. It sat as a shell for I think 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. I wouldn't drift a super clean 240, but this one's a piece.
It's kind of like the same deal with my motorcycle. It's like when you find like a 1980s motorcycle that's super clean and perfect, you don't want to take it and chop it all up into pieces. It's kind of disrespectful in a way. And when I bought my motorcycle, it was under $1,000, rusted out, and I cleaned up the whole thing. Like that bike probably would have never been a bike again, really. All right, so we kind of forgot to tell you what Evan has already done because we're joining the build kind of like halfway through, kind of ending point.
Yeah, it's kind
The
of...
car should be running by the time I leave, right?
Yeah, so to start, about a year ago, I money shifted my car and floated some valves and just destroyed my entire valve train. So when that happened, I decided it was time for a new cam. Along with that, I got reinforced rocker arms, stiffer valve springs, bigger valves, and better valves. And that made a good deal more power. I also got a chip tune just because this is a pretty standard thing to do. So the tune for it is pretty sorted at this point. Recently, I started feeling a harmonic vibration whenever the car was on. Like I just felt this super hard vibration. Decided that I had to pull the engine, and I found out that it was my pressure plate. So BMW pressure plates are kind of weird. I have a new one right here that I can show you how it broke. This is what my old pressure plate looked like. Only on the old pressure plate, there's a spring right here. That spring cracked. So it was sticking way out on either end. And it was just a great weight imbalance.
All right, folks, we've RTV'd the rocker shaft seals. And
Next up is the valve cover gasket.
sick. It looks so nice.
Hell yeah.
I know it may not look like I'm doing anything, but there's not really much to do. He's done a lot of
this
the
is
work.
kind of a one-man job right now. Like,
Yeah.
Andrew's giving me emotional support.
Yeah. Torque time. turning out good. I like the all black.
Okay, so I'm switching from this manifold, which as you can see has some very thin runners and small ports, to this intake manifold, which has much thicker runners, much bigger ports, and it's powder coated, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I gotta rob my fuel rail off of this one, throw it on that one. We're gonna do that with a little bit of YouTube magic.
Not quite yet.
My car is weird. It's a 1988 BMW e30, and it's an E. But the E's in 1988 got an E block, which is a 2.7 liter, more than the I block, which is a 2.5. So there's 2.7 liters down here. But I have an 885 head, which is an I head. So I have bigger ports, better flow. It's basically like having a ported E head. So you just make more power with it.
Sweet. Use YouTube magic.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'm not proficient.
All right, folks, it's done. So, inside, we switched injectors to bigger injectors, putting like the 80s Mustang Fox body injectors. Hopefully they work. On the forums, it said they worked, right?
Yeah, on the forums it said that they work, and they fit in here. So we have our same basic shape, the same plug. If we look, our diameter here is a good deal bigger than the one here. So when we switch to looking at our nozzles, you can see that this has 4 holes, whereas this is just a really tiny pinhole. So this gives better atomization of fuel, meaning that your air-fuel mixture can mix a lot better. So this better than that.
All right, little update. I know it might seem like it takes like 12 minutes to do this stuff, but it takes all day. And we run into issues, and we've just been talking and going slow too, which is part of the issue because I like to talk. But we got the intake manifold on and ran the vacuum line.
To the fuel pressure regulator.
Yeah, and then what's the little guy down there that transfers?
The PCV system.
Yeah, PCV system down here that relieves pressure out of the crank.
Yeah.
Out of
the crankcase.
And then also the head.
Mm-hmm. And then I was lost on where the evap purge valve went, but I ended up figuring it out with the help of the internet. I still need the help of the internet sometimes.
Yeah.
You do too.
Yeah. I definitely need the help of the internet sometimes. This guy's a wizard, to be honest.
It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16 buff.